Welcome to day 11. Today I'm talking about sleep and why it's important and how you can get a better quality night's sleep. So sleep is really important, as I'm sure you all know, because when we're asleep our bodies physically repair and heal themselves, and it gives our mind time to rest. And the amount of sleep you need probably varies from about 7 to 9 hours. Typically, children usually need quite a lot more, and in fact teenagers do need huge quantities of sleep, so if your teenager won't get out of bed, they really do need it. So does it matter what time you go to sleep? Well, your mum always said the hours before midnight are the crucial ones probably, and in fact that is absolutely true. So your body processes cortisol, which is the adrenal hormone, between 10 p.m. and midnight, but it only processes it if you're already asleep or at least resting. So if you're a stressy kind of person, it's really important to let that cortisol get processed properly, and you need to be ready to sleep from say 10:30 at least 4 times a week in order for that to happen. So make sure you're in bed nice and early, ready to sleep. Start preparing half an hour before, at least 4 times every week. And if that doesn't convince you, then this might. Excess cortisol is stored as fat around your middle. So if you want to lose weight or have a slimmer waist, then go to bed earlier. So lots of people use their mobile phones as an alarm clock, and that really isn't great. Smartphones, even when they're off, unless they're put onto flight mode, emit a signal, and that signal is different from the brain's natural frequency, so it will disturb your sleep. And the same thing applies to tablets and Wi-Fi routers as well. So if you must have them in the room, then make sure that they're put on flight mode or airplane mode. Wi-Fi routers really should be turned off at night. The Wi-Fi radiation is very harmful to the humans. So if you have got Wi-Fi, which most people have, turn it off at night. Take all your gadgets out of the bedroom, put them on flight mode, or leave them downstairs somewhere well out of the way. And I really suggest you buy an alarm clock. Lots of people read before bed, which is great, but if you're reading on a Kindle or a tablet, the blue light that's emitted, and it's the same with televisions actually, stimulates what's called the pineal gland in the brain. And the pineal gland is the one that dictates what are called your circadian rhythms. So that's when you're awake, when you're sleeping. And the blue light stimulates it at a time when really it should be starting to slow down and switch off and telling you to go to sleep. So it's a really good idea not to have any sort of screen time for at least an hour before bed. So that includes television, computer, tablets, anything like that. And really for the same reason, your bedroom should be as dark as you can possibly get. So try and get blackout blinds or curtains if you've got lighting outside. Try and turn off all the lights in the room and on the hallway outside. In terms of room temperature, try and keep your bedroom quite cool. Ideally you don't want the heating on in there even in the winter. Should be quite well ventilated. I'm quite a big fan of bed socks and even have hot water bottles. So it's quite a good idea to try and be as cool as you possibly can. You will sleep better in a cool environment. Now if you wake up in the night, maybe between 1 and 3 o'clock, feeling hungry, it may be that your blood sugar's dropped, and that quite often happens if you're not eating enough protein. So it's a good idea to have a snack before bed, maybe some protein with some carbohydrates, so a bowl of oats with some seeds, or a banana and some nuts, something like that. If you've got some leftover dinner with some protein and carbohydrate, then have a couple of spoonfuls of that, and that should keep you asleep. Lots of people get to sleep okay but wake in the night with their mind buzzing with all the things they need to do. That's a really common problem. So what I'd recommend is that you keep a notepad and a pencil by the bed. And the pencil's ideal because you can still be lying down and write. You don't have to sit up because it'll still work. And write down anything that you're worried about when you wake up. So just get your list onto the paper, then it's not in your head, it's on the paper. It'll still be there in the morning, and you can go back to sleep knowing that it's looked after and sorted, and you won't forget it. Many people work out in the evening, so go to the gym or do an exercise class. If you don't sleep brilliantly, it is better to exercise earlier in the day, just because it's quite stimulating for your body and you may struggle to switch off. That doesn't apply to everybody, but if that's you, then try and switch your exercise time to earlier in the day. And again, if sleep's a problem, then caffeine should be avoided really after lunch, preferably after midday. So tea, coffee, even green tea contains caffeine as well. So have a little think about what changes you're going to make to ensure you get better quality sleep. On the email today there's a little checklist of things, and let us know over on the Facebook group which of these you're going to put in place. And you'll also find on the website, or you can see it written down as well, a little bedtime relaxation exercise. So if you struggle to drop off, you'll find that really helpful just to get you a good night's sleep. So enjoy your day today, and I'll look forward to catching up with you tomorrow.